At this time, I'd like to call Paul Burrick forward, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about the new Cleveland Agreement lobby. And we're almost there, folks. We just had the fans turned on, so you can chill out a little bit. I noticed everybody was waving a flag, and I didn't think you were waving at me, so we'll move on. Paul?
Thank you, Alice. And before I talk about our Cleveland Agreement, which has been alluded to a number of times, I want to take just a minute to recognize Alice Cole as the leader of so-called Greater Cleveland, and the person who, as a leader, as you know, the president, the chairman, chairwoman, all the problems, all the issues, all the dilemmas kind of end up in your lap. And Alice took on the challenge and skillfully led the 3 different nations with their different set of priorities at times through the year to accomplish this weekend and tonight's event. So, there was another lady I would like to recognize who had to leave. She was at the dinner, was Marian Sivak, who is the president of the Carpatho-Rusin Society National Organization. And the reason I want to recognize her is that she was an inspiration to me in terms of creating the memorial here for the Cleveland Agreement of 1915 at the Bohemian Hall. Reason being, I went to the Pittsburgh celebration in May. They celebrated 100 years of the Pittsburgh Agreement, and she was the driver. Like I said, she was the president, so you kind of had to drive the bus behind the flag that signifies the Pittsburgh Agreement. Somebody mentioned that they saw the flag. And that kind of occurred to me, like, okay, Pittsburgh Agreement is important, but the Cleveland Agreement is even more important because it came earlier. Just think about it. Pittsburgh Agreement happened in May of 1918, so 3-4 months. What can you do? It took us twice as long to plan this event than they would have to plan Czechoslovakia if the Pittsburgh Agreement was the only and final say. The real seed for the work and the effort was done in 1915, October 22nd of 1915, here in this building, perhaps in this room, when the delegates from the Slovak community and the Czech community met and decided on the principles of the agreement or how they would approach the way of establishing free and democratic Czechoslovakia, and even the details, how they're going to handle the finances, how they're going to handle the publications, who's going to be in charge of communications, the names, and all of those old things. So the so-called Greater Cleveland Board of Directors recognized that fact, and we have installed, rather than just a plaque, we have called the entire lobby the Cleveland Agreement of 1915 lobby. As you go out, you will see on your right-hand side, as you get off the elevators, you make the 2 lefts, and then on the right-hand side you'll see sign, red sign that has the Cleveland Agreement. Then there are a couple plaques that explain the agreement, and then the 5 points of the agreement. And there is also the statue of Tomáš Masaryk, the first president and the founder of Czechoslovakia. So with that all in one place, it's a unique place. And I'm just going to read to you what one of the plaques says, so you don't have to stand there and read it. On the occasion of celebration of the centennial of the founding of Czechoslovakia in 1918, the so-called Greater Cleveland Board of Directors takes pleasure in recognizing the immense contribution the Cleveland Agreement of 1915 made to the cause of establishing free democratic Republic of Czechoslovakia. This agreement, concluded in this very building, that's significant, brought the Czechs and Slovak Americans together in a quest for an independent nation. The Cleveland Agreement provided much needed financial support, political activity, and moral encouragement for the government in exile established in Paris by T.G. Masaryk, whose image is memorialized by the statue in this lobby. In commemoration of the agreement entered into in this building on October 25, 1915, the Board of Directors designates this lobby as the Cleveland Agreement of 1915 lobby, dedicated on October 28, 2018, as part of the centennial celebration of the founding of Czechoslovakia and signed by President.